HVAC boss here, guys. Here, finally, with the video for my loadout, my tool loadout. You know, it's been a long time coming. I know I've been getting a lot of DMs about it, whether it be in my Instagram or it be on the YouTube. So I'm gonna warn you guys, there's nothing fancy about my tools that I carry. You know, I know some of you guys like spending big money on name brand tools. Some I have name brand, some I don't. I don't buy based on brand. I buy based on function, how they serve me. So I figured this would be a good time. I got a TP, a Vito bag, TP XL. This is what I had for the last 2 years. It's already torn on me. I'm losing tools from the bottom. Yes, I know Vito's got a great warranty, guys. I know I said it. I'm not knocking on Vito. I think Vito bags are great. However, my emails, my phone calls, my messages have gone unanswered in terms of the warranty. Maybe they're a little bit busy. Maybe it's the pandemic. I don't know, but I still think Vito's still a great tool bag. They just weren't able to help me out with the warranty, but hopefully down the line they will. So finally, I had ordered a TP XXL, which is upgraded version from this model to this. It's getting a little bit bigger. Got side pouches for your meters. So I'm gonna be switching into this. So I figured it'd be a good time to do a video on my tool bag. So let's start. All right, guys. This is everything I carry in my bag. I would say it's maybe about 25-30 pounds of tools in here. And we'll start off with my Milwaukee 12 volt. You know, this drill for everything. I mean, is great. Lightweight, small, able to put it in my bag. You know, I carry my 5/16 chuck with my 1/4 inch chuck. You know, it's reversible. This is what the gun I primarily use. I do have my Milwaukee, of course, impact gun and drill. You know, I carry in my truck for my installs and stuff like that. But for the most part, taking panels off, even drilling in some self tappers, this gun works great. And here, now that we're in the heating season, you know, I do residential and commercial work, especially in a residential. I still work on wall heaters, furnaces, and stuff like that. You know, I don't smoke, so I don't carry lighters and matches or anything like that. So this here is my electronic igniter. Works great. It's rechargeable. You know, it's able to light pilots for me, and that's why I carry it in my bag. Usually in the summertime, I take it out. Wintertime, I put it right back in my bag so I don't break it or lose it. Now these needle noses have served me great. They're wire strippers, and man, let me tell you, they're made by Southwire. They are awesome. I've had a Milwaukee, I've had other name brand strippers, and for me, the way they fit in my hand, the way they strip wire, these have been great for me. This is my #1 go-to tool when I'm troubleshooting. You know, I can pull wires off a circuit board. I mean, it's just for all sorts of things. You know, stripping wire. These are my #1 go-to tool there. Of course, I got a pair of wire cutters here. This is what I use to cut wire. You know, yeah, you can cut wire with these. Every time I got an apprentice with me and he wants to cut, you know, some 12 gauge, 10 gauge wire, you know, I stop him right there. I said, there's a tool for every trade. I don't like to cut wire with this, only for stripping. And this is what I use to cut wires off. I got a pair of those. I also got a pair of 430 channel locks. You know, carry 1 pair on my bag. These are good for, you know, disconnecting, you know, a gas nipple into a gas valve on a package unit, furnace, whatever the case may be. You know, this is what I use. I got my Raptor. I got a set of Raptors. I got 2. You know, I got a Husky and a Raptor set of crescent wrenches. What makes these crescent wrenches unique is they open up quite wide. So 2 sets of crescent wrenches that I use. And then I also got my trusty Yellow Jacket service key. You know, open up those shredder, those valves. You know, particularly when I'm doing installs. You know, this is one of my go-to tools when I'm doing install to open up those service port on those valves. Alright, got a set of Allen wrenches, both metric and standard. I can't find my other set, so that's interesting. But a set of Allen wrenches. This is my standard size. Got a little tool here. I'll tell you what I have in here is for my shredder valves, shredder locks. Okay, it's got two for the locks for the refrigerant caps. I got for R410A and R22. These are to take the locks off. You know, here where we work here in this area, especially our local PG&E, that's our local gas and electric company. They like putting locks on the refrigerant, so that's the tool I use. My trusty service brush here. Whew. This is what I use to dust off all the debris, cobwebs, anything inside the electrical panel. Even if I'm just there changing out a cap, even there, I'm not there for a service. If it looks really bad, guys, I take a few seconds to dust everything off, guys. You have a little small wire brush that I use. You know, sometimes some screws so I can clean the threads off, the rust off some screws. I got one of those. I also have, again, a souped wire. Using my crimpers. Okay, this is what I use to crimp the wire from my wire ends. You know, they fit great in my hand. I mean, I love this brand, at least for me. It certainly earned my respect. All right, guys, I got another little brush here, you know, that I use. A lot of this I use on evac coils. I know a lot of guys like, you know, you shouldn't be using that brush. I use it. Of course, I go with the motion of the coil. Serves me great. A good little brush. You can use it for different reasons. And I also got a spinning brush here. You know, put this on my extension. You know, I carry an extension that's not in my bag right now. But you put that on my extension, put that on there. This works good for condenser fan motor shafts. You know, they got a little rust on there. Spray a little WD-40 and grind it out with this. Works really great. So, wire brush with the 1/4 inch adapter for your drill. If you don't have one of those in your tool bag, I suggest you get one. Alright, we all know what this is. This is a Just Better brand. Of course, this is our shredder valve, shredder core replacement. This is a tool I use to replace if the system's under pressure. This is what I'm going to use to replace it. Every technician should carry one in their bag. Alright, so here, I carry my meter. This is part of my meter. I have my field piece. You know, this is my temperature probe, which will actually go right into my meter that I carry here, and I'm able to check temperature by my meter. If in case I don't have my handy thermometer, my pocket thermometer, so I carry the field piece. I got our field piece meter here, the SC260. You know, it's a great meter. It's straight to the point, nothing fancy. I do have a field piece in my truck, a little bit more sophisticated meter. I can check duty cycle, does a lot more other functions, but for my everyday servicing, checking caps and just troubleshooting, this is the meter I use. I just keep it simple. Let's not keep it complicated. You know, it works just great. And that's the meter that I carry in my bag. See what else we got here. Two long nut drivers. Of course, you got 1/4 inch and 5/16. These are, I suggest, sometimes you can't get into with the drill. Sometimes your battery dies in the summertime. You know, up there on that roof, I don't want to go all the way down. We go back to manual. So 5/16 and 1/4 inch nut drivers, a pair of those. And of course, I got Klein, and there we go, Klein tools. We got a multi-nut driver. Comes in different sizes, especially for blower motors, you know, getting the swirl cages out. You got 7/16, 1/2 inch, 3/8, 11/32. A lot of different sizes. If you don't have one of these guys, I suggest you get one. It's a great tool to have. For those nut drivers, comes with a lot of different sizes. Then of course, I have my 11/32 nut driver. Okay, this is another tool that I carry, particularly for the condenser fan motors. This is the nut size on top of the condenser fan motors. I'm able to tighten it down, and then it's hollow on the inside. Snap the remaining threads once I got the unit tight. The nuts tight on the condenser fan motor. And I got a 1/2 inch nut driver again here. 1/2 inch is a lot of size for the belly band that holds the blower motor to the scroll cage. I use this a lot to get those off. See what else we got in my trusty bag here. Okay, very important. Got my adapter here. I work, like I said, I do a lot of service work. I work on a lot of mini splits. So I got my adapter from quarter to the mini split size, 5/16. No, it's not 5/16. For the love of God, I can't remember what size it is, but this is my adapter for the mini splits. Daps on one side and it hooks up to my gauge on the other. So every technician should have this in their bag. Got an extra, you can never have too many of these. It's a Phillips screw driver for my drill. I carry a couple of these actually, because you never know. Some of these older units got a lot of Phillips screws, so I carry one of those. And inside, and of course, if you don't have one of these, you're going to need it. Again, Klein is the brand on this. You got 1/4 inch and 5/16. Little nubby nut driver. Okay, it extends. If you push it in, it's 1/4. If you extend it out and lock it down, it's 5/16. Works great working with furnaces. You got screws in there hard to get to. The little nubby comes in handy. I suggest if you don't have one, get one. All right, we got a DeWalt utility knife, cutting off a lot of those sticky tapes. If I got to get into a panel, a lot of installers like using a lot of sticky tape. This is what I use to cut it off so I can get into a service panel. All right, check on this side. And of course we got just a regular 5-in-1, nothing fancy, Raptor brand of screwdriver. You know, it's a 5-in-1. It's got flathead and Phillips. Come out here to the side. On the side of my bag, I carry a lot of jumpers, right? Can't be a technician without jumpers, guys. So, and for whatever reason, you know, sometimes they come up missing. Okay, so always try to carry as much as jumpers as you can. And guys, don't leave them inside the customer's units. Okay, so you guys show up to the job site. Now you guys repaired whatever you guys need to repair. The customer calls back and says, yeah, my unit's working and it's working great, but now it doesn't want to shut off. Well, you look at your bag and you got a missing jumper, so you know where it's at. All right, inside my little pocket deal here, I carry a lot of extra 1/4 inch shredder cap valves, refrigerant caps. Carry a lot of those here on my side of my bag. Flip around this way. Carry a roll of Teflon tape. I think you got to have Teflon, again, if you're working on pilot tubes, wall furnaces, floor furnaces, or even replacing gas valves, gas nipples, whatever the case may be, you need Teflon. So I don't want to go, if I'm on the roof, particularly here in California or the San Joaquin Valley where I work at, we got a lot of RTUs. I know it sounds strange for some people to have a lot of rooftop units, but that's what we have down here. I would say 8 out of 10 units that I work on are going to be on the roof. And coming up and down the ladder is no fun. So I try to keep as much of stuff I can in the bag. And of course right here we have some black electrical tape, not 1 but 2 rolls. You can never have too much of electrical tape. So I carry those electrical tape to make my connections. And of course my trusty little container here. My little container here carries a lot of miscellaneous. I got blue wire caps, yellow wire caps, some wire connections, spade connections, some 5/16 extra screws, 1/4-inch screws, fuses. This is my little electrical component, and I carry a lot of also refrigerant caps in here. So good little, gotta have those. So you don't have to go all the way down to your van. Now, in my opinion, this tool to me is very important. Your angle drive. Okay, so there's always a screw that's hard to get to. You can't get your drill in there right. So you adapt this on there, and you're able to get in there tight, even if you have a shorter 5/16 drive. You can turn it, swivels. You can turn it. A good angle drive. So if you don't have one of those guys, I suggest you get it. Very handy tool. And brand on this one is DeWalt. Alright, of course in my bag I carry some zip ties, you know, to clean up the wires. I got done replacing circuit board, you know. I want to make sure those wires looks clean. They're tucked in nice and tight with my zip ties. See here, I got a 6-inch, 1/4-inch driver with a magnetized as a spare. I also have a 5/16. For whatever reason, it's not in my bag, nor is my extension. I carry an extension with this, so I'll be talking to my apprentice tomorrow morning, see where that went. And I also carry another 6-inch. This is a 3/8 driver. It's just 3/8. Again, for some of those belly bands, some of them are 1/2 inch, some are 3/8. But I also got a 3/8 driver here. Now, if we turn it around, here we got another mini split adapter. So I got two. Turn this around, see what else I... And then back of my bag, I carried an extra set of larger Allen wrenches for tightening out those pulleys. You know, those commercial units. Sometimes they require bigger Allen wrench screws they come with. So I got that. And of course, here's my other jumper. These jumpers here are they clamp on, right? They clamp on. They're from my field piece meter. I can take these probes off and put these on to clamp on to something, circuit board, wiring, whatever the case may be. That's what those are for. And what else I have in here? And I got both my rigid tubing cutters. Okay, both my rigid tubing cutters. I carry two. I try to carry two of everything. Sometimes, you know, you misplace things. So these are my tubing cutters. They work pretty good. Like I said, I do a lot of installs, so cutting some of these line sets, or even at working on a pilot tube, you know, to a gas valve, to a furnace, to a package unit. You know, this comes in handy. You know, copper cutters. I got a set of those. I got another spare probe, temperature probe that ties right into my meter. I got, like I said, I like to carry two of everything. And a set of needle nose probes. Okay, these here, when you want to probe into a wire to a circuit board, you put these in at the tip of your, from a field piece, and you're able to get into the without disconnecting the harness. You're able to probe in to the harness. Works really good. So if you don't have a set of these, I suggest you get some. And last, there's my trusty metric Allen wrenches. So I have a, like I said, I have a set of standard and metric of Allen wrenches. And let's go right here on the side of my bag here. Here are my driver holders. Guys, if you guys don't have some, I suggest you get some. Here's my spare screw that for my Phillips. Got a little driver here. The T30 for a lot of my star screws, certain things that I work on. And of course I got different nut drivers that adapt to my drill. 1/2 inch, 3/8, different sizes. 7/16. I carry them, and I hang them right here on the side of my bag. Right now it's wrapped up in here pretty good with my, they were falling off, so I got them in there real tight, so I don't want to waste time on the video taking that off, but I will get that off to transfer it over to my new bag. So that's essentially, guys, that's my bag. That's all I carry. I would say for what you see here, guys, 75-80% of my repairs I do, this and tools, this is all I need. You know, this is my go-to bag. This is my service bag. I get a call for no heat call. I get a call for no cool call. This is pretty much what I'm gonna need to get it done. So this is my tool loadout, guys. Nothing big, nothing fancy. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. HVAC boss signing out. Let's get it.